have some news.
First firewood, honey?
Yay!
Cheers, honey.
Are we stuck?
Our names are Annie and Julian. 1 year ago, we packed our van and moved half our lives to our vacation cottage in Sweden. After the lockdown, it became so clear how important it is for us to be close to nature and slow down, living a more simple life. We started driving back and forth, spending 1 or 2 weeks a month in Sweden, balancing work, family life, and freedom. We gradually made our rental cottage to our second home, and we found out that we thrive with this lifestyle. Recently, we made an offer on a tiny cabin in the woods to see if we could renovate it and turn it into an off-grid paradise. Being outside, building things, and solving basic problems gives us a sense of happiness that we don't get from working on our computers. That's why we fell in love with a little off-grid cabin. It's so simple, and it's a problem waiting to be solved. Of course, living here has its own challenges. This winter, we picked up the last firewood from our usual guy. Because of the pandemic, there has been more need for firewood in people's homes. And now, because of the situation in the world, the prices of energy sources are rising. We see so many trees here that have been knocked down by storms, and trees that are being removed to make space for the bigger trees to grow. And this is the perfect solution to our firewood situation. We already have some wood in our barn, and this summer Julian hauled down a tree to make way for the sunlight to reach our cottage. So we'll start here. At our other cottage, we have a little forest of our own. Julian has planted 1,500 pine trees that are growing each year. And we're planning to plant more trees there. And also, if we get to buy the tiny cabin in the woods, there comes a little piece of land with it where we can plant trees as well.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark? From so far away, show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of?
Perfect. First firewood, honey?
Yay! Our own!
Own firewood.
How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. How come the trees get undressed when it's cold? And don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes, until winter comes. It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder.
Hey, we're in March now, so it's officially spring, and it's so good to be back. We haven't been here since the winter break in February, and coming back and seeing the nature again sprouting is just so incredible. And there's so much going on, so much happening. And with the little house, the little tiny house in the forest, we have some news. And we have been thinking about it a lot, but also there has been so much going on at home in Denmark with our businesses. We have just been really, really busy. So this week's intention coming here was, well, both getting further, one step further with the house, and also just calming down and recharging, because when we get back home, there's gonna be a lot going on again, especially for Julian. His business is expanding like never before. It's so strange that, well, you guys only get to see this part of our lives, and we live this whole other life too. And when we start up our second channel, which will be very soon, you can get both, and you will see both of our sides, I guess. The other channel will not be a vlog like this one. It will be more like tips on how we do our life balance, tools for self-development and mindset and growing, and just all of the things that have helped us live this life that we love so much. So looking forward to that. So the news about the tiny house in the woods. 2 days ago, we were at the owner's house and talked to them again. And every time we come there, we have some tea and some cake, and I brought some muffins, and it's just so lovely and cozy. They tell a lot of stories about this place, history, and the people living here, the roots and everything. So we talked a lot, and at the end of all the talking, we shook hands. So that was a final yes. We're buying the house. I can't believe it. And this was 2 days ago. He took us on a little tour further into the forest that lies behind the house. And it is amazing. I can't wait to show you. It's so magical. So the land is a little bit smaller than we thought, but I guess that's okay. We can still walk in the nature and everything. And there is a kind of a root cellar that is, we could actually build a second little house on the land for the tractor underneath. And if we built another house on top of it, it could be our office. We have talked so much about so many plans, and Julian is up late just researching on solar panels and water power and just how to get everything functioning off-grid, because it's completely off-grid. And we can put electricity and water in if we want to, but we kind of don't want to. We kind of just want to keep it off-grid because it's exciting. Wouldn't that be cool? To be creative and find all of these other solutions? I have never lived off-grid, so I have no idea if I would thrive in it, but if we find all of the right solutions that fit us and that is a pleasure to go through every day, like getting water and getting energy from the sun and all of that, that would be really, really cool. Don't you think? I brought chocolate. The spring has brought so much new energy, fresh energy, and I could just really strongly feel a need for a change. Attracted to just go on this wave. So I cut my hair. I went from doing full-time YouTube to also getting back to my own business, photography business, doing portraits, branding portraits, and doing meetings, like meetups for other business people. And there's just been so much life, so much energy, so much positive And now we're here and we're still on this high energy, just doing a lot of stuff. We're getting so much done, and then getting out in the afternoon and enjoying this beautiful nature and the birds. We've been chopping wood. It has been a dream for Julian for the last 12 years to make his own firewood. He has been talking about it ever since we met. And he has everything to do it. He bought everything 12 years ago and he hasn't been doing it because, well, then he made his business instead. So we will be making our own firewood now. We started with something that was laying outside, so it was wet and it needs to dry. If it's wet and if it had started to get rotten, there's less energy in it and it will burn up faster. So fresh wood that has been dried is more valuable because there's more energy in it. It burns for a longer time. So the wood that we have been chopping is not the best, but it's still firewood and it will be keeping us warm for several weeks. So that's amazing. I wanted to make kind of a system for drying this wet wood. And I know that it needs air, it really needs sun. So I made a little system and I have never tried it before, so I hope it works. And we built a cage from leftover wood in the barn, and it was just a nice little project. We had so much fun doing it. Just that feeling of spending an afternoon together outside, building something that was not supposed to be perfect, or it was just supposed to fulfill a purpose for us and this firewood. That was amazing. After the last 3 weeks just being on the go and thinking about all of these business things, it was so lovely just to build a cage. Yeah.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side, lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day, but I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay.
In March.
The sun is high. It's usually sunset when we do this on the Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So it must be summer.
Or spring.
And it's 14 degrees today. Can you imagine up in the north they still have snow? They have wet snow now, Christine said.
Hold my hand, don't let go. I understand. I know it hurts, it wasn't fair. It's over now, so don't despair. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies way too gray, we're gonna be okay.
Today it's Saturday, and this week, if I should list all of the things that have happened this week and that we have been doing, some of the highlights have been absolutely shaking hands on the little house and chopping wood, and then all of the preparations for renovating the tiny house. And today we are enjoying the weekend and doing whatever we want. And I found that Julian is... What are you working on?
The barn. We talked about it in the Christmas calendar.
That's right.
Now we started. You actually can't see how bad it was, but
It was pretty bad.
it was pretty bad.
Do you want to come?
Thanks.
I can compare if I look out here. It looks nice. I have put on my painting clothes and I will be working on the windows, I think. Giving a helping hand. Here we go. Maybe I can show you the Christmas videos and you can see the difference.
Next year we will fix it up.
Now this really made a difference. Although it's not completely finished, it helped a lot. Since this is our last day here this time, we are going sailing now. This is the fastest we can go.
Yeah. Trying the new, we have an old electric motor that we are thinking of using to the canoe.
This has been a very, very exciting week. And now we're really remembering to enjoy and relax and get all of the magic. Whoop!
I think we hit a rock.
What do we do? Are we stuck?
Die very short.
Or?
No.
There's something so special about being on the water. I don't know what it is. Just maybe because when we're out here, like being on when you're on a boat, you can't do anything else but be on the boat, because where are you gonna go? So you just have to relax and row, sail, have a drink, fish, have a snack, read a book, kiss, talk. There's no work here. Nothing has to be fixed except for the oars, but we can't do anything about that now.
Could cut down a tree and make it work. It's probably too much work.
We found a little spot here with no wind. Julian brought all kinds of good stuff in this basket.
Afternoon snacks.
Cheers!
Cheers, honey. Talk about wildlife photography.
Yeah.
That's something that we haven't really done yet, and that's something I really want to explore, catch the wildlife in their habitat here in Sweden.
we're moving forward. In December we didn't know. I don't think we knew that we wanted to start a new channel, a second channel. Today we did.
Let's go.
Okay.
Finished. Now we can hold for 10 more years.
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours.
Now we are all packed and cleaned. The house is cleaned. And we're ready to go to Denmark again.
Absolutely.
Everything that we could is prepared for next time, because when we arrive again, it is time to start renovating the tiny house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Easter and we have a lot of days.
Yes. Let's go.